The next concept in the nature and significance of management, that is functions of management. As in the meaning, I told you that management is a process, so where it is to be followed certain functions. By following the series of activities, the management is going to achieve organizational goals and objectives. That is why the management is to be performed certain series of functions. There are mainly 5 functions of management that can be interpreted in the circular diagram or the star diagram. So here there are mainly 5 functions of management. So one is planning, second is organizing, third is staffing, then fourth is directing, and fifth function is staffing. The fifth function is controlling. There are mainly 5 functions that are to be performed by the management structure in the business organization. So let's see what are the each and every functions deals with. The first function of management, that is planning. So as you know, for each and every activity, so before going to do any of the activities, we are going to make the plan. So a plan is just like a blueprint of the organization. So here planning means deciding in advance what is to be done in a future. So here the planning is completely relating with the future activities of the business enterprise. That is why planning is just like a blueprint of the organization where it is going to deals with the future activities that are to be performed by the business enterprise. That is why planning means deciding in advance what is to be done in the future. So it is called the thinking function of management. Planning is called the thinking function of the management because it requires application of mind. So we need to estimate or we need to make certain assumptions. Based on some assumptions, we need to predict the future activity. That is why the planning is a blueprint of the organization which is going to deals with the future activities of the business enterprise. That is why planning is called the thinking function of the business organization. So that is why planning means deciding in advance what is to be done in future. So this is about the first function. Generally the planning is to be prepared by the top level managers of the organization. So in a plan, what they are going to decide in future means they are going to set organizational objectives or organizational goals. That is why in planning the top level managerial executives, they are going to set organizational goals, objectives and the aims of the organization which is to be achieved in the future period of time. That is called planning. So this is all about the first function of management, that is planning. Then second function of management is organizing. So organizing means once you decide the plan, then you need to move forward the second function, organizing. Organizing means combining all the 4 M's. Here 4 M's means men, money, materials and machineries which are to be required in the business organization. So that is why organizing means it is a process of combining 4 M's and creating authority and responsibility relationship in the business organization with the employees of the enterprise. That is why in other words organizing is called, it is an creation of structure of duties and functions to be performed by each and every individuals in the business enterprise. That is why once you prepare the plan, you need to make a organizing of all the resources which are required to achieve the organizational objectives. That is why organizing means it is a process of combining 4M's, creating a authority and responsibility, relationship and allocation of the work to the employees. This is called the process of organizing. In other words, organizing means it is a process of, or it is a structure of authority and responsibility and duties and functions to be performed by the employees of the organization. That can be described in the second function of management, that is organizing. So generally the middle level managerial executives, they are going to handle with the organizing function. Then third function of management, that is staffing. So here the word itself indicates staff. So staff means who are going to represent the employees of the organization. So whether they may be workers, they may be employees, they may be officers, or they may be managerial executives. That is why the management function of staffing, that is going to deals with recruiting, selecting, training and development, providing remuneration to the employees. That is why the generally HR manager, that is in a company, human resource manager will be there. So the human resource manager is going to deals with the staffing function of the management. So where to achieve the organizational goals, we require the employees or workers. That is why the staffing function is going to deals with recruiting, selecting and providing training and development to the employees, and based on their performance it will going to give the remuneration or compensation. That is called the staffing function. So generally the human resource manager is going to overlook about all the activities which are relating to the staffing function. So this is about the third function of management, that is staffing. Then fourth function of management is directing. So here directing means it is an interpersonal activity of every manager which is going to deals with guiding, motivating, supervising the employees to do the work effectively and efficiently. So therefore managerial executives of the organization like a supervisor or the managers, they must instruct the employees, they must guide the employees, they must provide suggestions to the employees that how to work in the organization, and they must motivate employees, and also they must supervise, that is they must oversee the work of each and every employees of the organization. So that is why directing is called interpersonal activity of every business manager. Say for example, in a film you will going to see the name of the director. So the film is directed by some of the person names will be displayed on the screen. Like that the manager or the supervisors of the organization, they are going to act as a directors. In the directing function, they are going to give instructions, they are going to guide the employees, they are motivate the employees, and they will going to monitor the work of each and every employees in the organization. So whether all the employees they are working as per our plan or not. So they will going to monitor continuously about the employees performance. This is about the fourth function of management, that is directing. So then last function of management, that is controlling. Controlling means comparing actual performance or work with planned work or standards. So where controlling is a process of measuring and comparing the actual work with the planned performance, whether according to the standards, according to the plans, whether all the employees in the organization they have been worked in the organization or not. So that can be monitored in the controlling function of the management. So that is why controlling means measuring and comparing actual performance with planned performance or planned standards, and comparing with that we can able to know how the employee is performed their duties. This is about the controlling function. So here planning and controlling are called two phases of management. So planning and controlling are called two phases of the management. So like how a coin is having two faces, like a head and a tail, like that a management is also have two phases. One is planning, then second is controlling. So without planning there is no controlling, and if there is no controlling the planning will not be performed up to the mark. That is why planning and controlling are called two phases of the management. So that is why controlling means measuring and comparing the actual work with the planned standards. As per that standard we are ensuring whether the employee is performed their duties effectively or not. So this is about the last function of management, controlling. So I will take a simple example. By taking simple example I will going to conclude about this function of management. Say for example, company made a plan to manufacture 10,000 units and they are given a time period of 1 month. The company top level management decided a plan to manufacture 10,000 units. They are given a time period, that is 1 month. So in a month the company must and should produce 10,000 units. This comes under planning. So what is our plan? We need to make manufacturing of 10,000 units in a month. So then second function comes, that is organizing. To manufacture the units what we require? We require men, money, material and machinery. What organizing does? The organizing is going to combine all the four resources. According to that they are going to keeping ready all the materials and machines, amount and human resource which are ready to manufacture the product and services. This is about the second function. So in staffing function we require, that is workers. So if you manufacture 10,000 units means how many number of workers that we require? That is number of workers. We are estimated that we require 10 workers. For that the HR manager is going to appoint 10 workers, and also to oversee the work of workers we are going to appoint supervisors. So in staffing function we are going to estimate the number of workers required and the supervisors required. According to that the HR manager is going to appoint workers and supervisors. This function is done. After that directing function begins. In directing, what you are going to do? So you are giving work order, you are guiding the employees, you are motivating the employees, and you are supervising the employees or workers. In directing, you are going to give work to all the 10 workers and supervisors, and you are going to guide that how to convert raw materials into finished product. So and you are going to continuously monitor the work of workers in the organization. This deals with the directing function. After that comes, that is controlling. In controlling, what you are going to do? So comparing actual work with the planned work. So we are given a time period of 1 month. Immediately after completion of a month, we are going to measure the work of each and every worker. So according to the standards, each and every worker has manufactured the product or not. We have 10 workers, means each and every worker must produce 1000 units. Whether all the workers are manufactured 1000 units or not, we are going to compare the actual work with the planned standards. According to that, we are going to finding out the deviations and taking corrective actions. This is about a example. With this example, we can able to observe all the 5 functions of the management. So planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. So for each and every activity, so we need to follow all these 5 functions. This is about the functions of management. The next concept, levels of management. Based on authority, responsibility, and the nature of work, so we have 3 levels of management. Those levels can be interpreted in a triangular diagram. So here there are mainly 3 levels of management. One is top level management, then second is middle level management, then third is lower or operational level management. So in each and every organization, we can able to observe top level, middle level, and lower level management. So here the top level management. So who are at the top level management, and what are their duties and responsibilities relating to their level of management? So let's see each and every level of management in detail. So the first is top level management. So in a top level management, so who are working at a top level management means chairman, president, board of directors, chief executive officer. They are at the top level management. So in a top level management, chairman, president, board of directors of the company, chief executive officers of the enterprise, they will be at the top level management. So what are their duties, what are their responsibilities means the duties of top level managers is framing plans and policies. While explaining the planning function of management, I was noted that the planning is to be done by the top level managerial executives of the organization. So that is why the top level managers, they are going to frame organizational plans and policies. They are going to set organizational objectives or organizational aims. They are going to develop organizational objectives, and they are going to integrate, that is they are going to integrate and coordinate all the business activities of the enterprise. These are about the major duties of the top level management. So once again I'll repeat, the top level management consists of chairman, board of directors, chief executive officers, president, etc. So their major duties is to frame the organizational plans and policies. They have to set organizational objectives and goals, and they need to integrate and coordinate various business activities. This is about the first level, that is top level management. So after the top level management, the second comes, that is middle level management. So the middle level management consists of various departmental managers like finance manager, marketing manager, HR manager, purchase manager, production manager, etc. All the departmental levels or all the departmental executives, they will be come at the middle level management. So what are their major duties means, they need to interpret the policies of top level management. So where the top level manager prepares a plan and they will going to send to the middle level management. So the middle level management executives, they will going to interpret the top level managerial plans to lower level management. So that is why the duties of middle level management is interpretation of plans and policies which are to be laid on by top level management, and ensuring about availability of all the resources, that is 4 M's. So already in functions of management, I told you that generally the middle level management executives, they are going to perform organizing function. So that is all the managerial executives, they are going to combine all the resources which are required to achieve the organizational objectives. That is why they ensure about availability of all the resources required for the business organization to achieve top level management plans. These about the duties of the middle level management. So after the middle level management, the third level, that is lower level, or it is also called as operational level management. So in the lower level management, which consists of supervisors, workers, and quality checking officers in the organization, that is quality checking inspectors of the organization. Generally they would be at the lower level management. So what are the duties of lower level managers means implementation of policies as per direction. So whatever the plans and policies which are to be framed by the top level management, the implementation will be done in the lower level management. So that is why implementation of policies as per the directions given by middle level management and top level management. So after that, maintaining discipline among the workers, because the workers will be working at operational level management means the supervisors and quality checking officer or inspectors, they need to ensure the discipline among the employees, as well as also handling the grievances which is raised by the workers in the organization. So all those duties which would be comes at the lower level or operational level management. So this is about the concept of levels of management. So it is very important, which may ask in a practical oriented question. So in your question paper, the last section, that is section E, which is specially meant for practical oriented question, in that the first question from this chapter is levels of management. So if it asks in examination, you need to draw this triangle, top level, middle level, lower level, and you need to write who will be at which level of management. So here in top level, chairman, board of directors, CEO, president will be there. In middle level, financial manager, marketing manager, HR manager, purchase manager, production manager will be there, and in a lower level management, supervisors, workers, quality checking inspectors, etc. will be at a operational level of management. So here authority will be flows from top level to middle level to lower level. So that is top level manager gives information to middle level manager gives information to operational level managers, and responsibility will be moving upwards. That is the lower level management send a report to middle level management, the middle level managerial executives send a report to the top level managerial executives. So that is why authority will be flows in a downwards and responsibility will move at a upwards. This is about the concept that is levels of management. So it is important in a practical oriented question. Thank you.